It's Monday, everyone. Welcome into the News 10 Plus desk. I'm Taylor Gattoni with Nicole Bookman.
Hello, hello. How are you?
I'm good. We had a fun weekend, didn't we?
Yes, we did a little Friendsgiving. And watched the Lions win.
And Silver Bells in the City.
Also that. Yes. That was so much fun. The community is just so great around here.
Oh yeah.
It's just so much fun to highlight. Well, here obviously on the News 10 Now desk and also on Studio 10. But yeah, there's just so many things going on. And I know a big deal earlier today. Turkey was officially pardoned, right?
Dolly pardoned.
Dolly pardoned. Love that. Well, which is really neat. I bring it up because last year the turkey that was pardoned was named Mish E. Gander.
That's so good.
And did you ever wonder what happens post-pardoned life?
You know, I always kind of question, but I should have looked it up on Google or something.
Living?
Yeah, I want to know.
How is he taking in his, now that he was pardoned from a Thanksgiving meal? If you've ever wondered, tune into Studio 10 because we have your answer. Claudia actually caught up with Mishy Gander and talked a little bit about his post-pardoned life, how it's going, and also too why they do this and just kind of highlighting the local farms in our area. But it's just fun. It puts you in the spirit. Gets you to know this cute little turkey. So we'll definitely have that on our show today. Plus, it's kind of, we're having a big Thanksgiving themed, obviously, for the next 3 days. You know, conversations around the Thanksgiving table, because sometimes your Thanksgiving can be with your whole family or it's smaller family. It varies obviously from family to family. But if you do have a lot of family members that have different opinions, sometimes navigating those conversations can be difficult.
Yes.
And or you want sometimes more than a surface level conversation, less that small talk.
Usually it's how's school going, how's work going, do you have a boyfriend, all of that, and you put people in uncomfortable positions.
Yeah, so we're going to have Nedra in, and she is a local therapist, and she'll talk us a little bit about how to kind of avoid those stereotypical conversations, and if it does kind of get a little a little tension, how to kind of navigate around it, or because everyone's a little different. So those are good conversations that we're going to be having. Plus, Joe from Cristo Rey Community Center will be stopping by because, sometimes if you aren't hanging out with your family and want to find an opportunity to volunteer your time or your cooking skills, there are places because Cristo Rey Community Center gives out free meals every Thanksgiving. So we'll talk about those opportunities for you. Plus, Clover Joy, which is a local business downtown Lansing. They're celebrating their 1-year anniversary this weekend. I know. And they have a new wellness center in there. And it kind of just sparks all this conversation about Small Business Saturday.
Yes.
Right now we're thinking
Black Friday.
And Black Friday, we need Small Business Saturday.
You do.
So we'll get into all of that fun, and I'm trying to think of...
Well, for small businesses, too, if you're looking for something unique for a Christmas gift, all the holiday shopping, good luck to your wallet.
Yeah.
It's always a good thing to have something a little bit more unique, and you're helping the businesses out, too, and it's just more personalized.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, and so we'll get into that. Plus, speaking of Christmas and holidays, we will be talking to you a little bit about our 10 Days of Christmas giveaways, which starts next week. So definitely tune in to hear how you can win some local places to local gift cards and $2,500 shopping spree. Yeah, it's a big
your Christmas shopping is set if you win that.
Yeah, for sure. And then also too, it is National Game and Puzzle Week. So, which is it's not a coincidence that it's the week of Thanksgiving.
That's so fun.
Yeah, if you really want to avoid weird conversations with your family, why not play a game? So we'll have some of the games that are trending, and then also simple games too to kind of take it in on this Thanksgiving weekend.
Yeah. All right. Lots of festivities to look forward to. You just had 10 different things there, Nicole. Very busy on Studio 10 today. Well, of course, you can see Nicole, Rochelle, and Claudia coming up at 3 o'clock today on Studio 10. So in just over 50 minutes here. So there you go. You can stay tuned with them. Of course, if you can't watch them at 3 o'clock, you're busy doing your own holiday runs or getting more food for Thanksgiving this Thursday. You can always go to their social media at WILX Studio 10, their YouTube pages if you want to go back, watch anything, decorating ideas or getting ready for Thanksgiving, or want to share a link with someone that you know, go to their social media and you can pass it along. There you go. But we are here with Justin Bradford because I'm sure a lot of people want to know what the forecast is going to look like for Turkey Day.
Yeah, big holiday and the big, of course, travel days leading up to and coming home from as well. Everybody moving around, lots of those parts. Even if you've got family just from in-state or if you're waiting at the airport, wherever you may be, we've got you covered with the First Alert forecast. Want to keep everybody prepared and have that First Alert wherever you go.
Oh, yeah. And, this weekend, we got some cooler temperatures. There were some breezes here and there that made it a little bit colder.
Yeah.
But overall, the sun was out. It felt good.
And that was big, right? I mean, our normal high for the weekend is around 45. So us having, in some spots, getting to 50 both days was pretty good. Still cold, of course, but seasonably speaking, a bit above normal, which we'll take anytime this time of year. Looks like Thanksgiving could be a similar day as far as the sun goes. Temperatures in the upper 40s to near 50 in spots, which is good. But those travel days around that, again, are the ones we're watching especially.
Yeah. All right, well, let's take a look outside because it's been a very cloudy day.
Yeah,
so,
hanging on.
With the clouds, Justin, is anything on the way?
Yeah, a little bit dreary, and you can kind of see that ridge out there of the clouds building. The East Lansing view of the MSU Skycam, Meridian Company Skycam Network, has been pretty cloudy all day, although at times a little bit of sunlight able to peek through those clouds, although, again, mainly cloudy is what we've called the forecast today. Here are the numbers: 40 degrees, a southeast wind at 4 miles per hour, and feels a little colder when you factor that wind in. But overall, again, temperatures not as warm as they were over the weekend. We're still seeing a few mid-40s further south in the area, but most folks near and north of Lansing are in the upper 30s to near 40. We just really have not been able to get the numbers moving today, along with the cloud cover that we've had going on across mid-Michigan. Wind speeds right now anywhere from about 10 to 15. They're generally out of the east. So with that being the case, we do factor in a wind chill. 36 is what it feels like in Jackson, 33 in Lansing. And so certainly a cooler day out today. And of course, Taylor, like you said, not having the sun, that's a big factor today as well. And so having the clouds and cooler air, certainly something we feel today. The hour-by-hour temperatures show us kind of hanging around these low 40s for the afternoon. Once we get to sunset and beyond, the numbers slowly sneak back down to mid-30s. But then we're actually going to have our system move in, which we're going to show in just a moment here. And you see at about 9 p.m., that's when we get close to our low. After that, we might even see the numbers warm slightly throughout the overnight as we get our system to work in and we tap into a little bit of warmth from further south. So the hour by hour will show that here. Again, heading into this afternoon, still hanging on to low 40s. Lots of clouds. Don't really see much of the sun as the evening goes on. Might catch a stray shower as we approach midnight, but yeah, it's going to be long after dark that we'll get into some of the rain, and that filters in and covers, well, pretty much the whole area by tomorrow morning, about 9 a.m. Again, though, you notice that the temperatures, we find ourselves back in the 40s even to start the day tomorrow. And so that's good news. It means that the rain snow shield, which will be part of this system, will be well to the north in our state. And so we won't have any concerns there. Now, for the folks who, for whatever reason, may be traveling north tomorrow, you might run into a few flakes here and there mixing in, but we're not expecting any widespread snows even anywhere in the state on Tuesday. And you see it does stay all rain here for us in mid-Michigan everywhere as the numbers stay in the 40s through the evening. The rain eventually, 5 p.m. tomorrow, you see it here kind of exiting the area. A little bit still off to the south, and then eventually settling back into a dry overnight. So those are going to be two big things there. And we head into the 30s by Wednesday morning, though it does not look like it should be cold enough for any of that frost. We've also got cloud cover hanging around, which can help us not have to deal with that. Anytime the clouds are there, it prevents most of that moisture from settling down. It tends to be those very clear nights that are cold that we get the frost. Even if we're cold enough, the clouds normally help that stay away. Now, as we head into Wednesday afternoon, you see here we might even see the sun peek out before the end of the day as we get back into partly cloudy skies. And so a really good travel day Wednesday. Of course, if there are lots of folks on the road, that'll be something for you to consider as well. But definitely looks like Wednesday's a decent day. We've got the 100% chance of rain Tuesday, and then Thursday, 48 degrees right here in mid-Michigan. We've got our little dancing turkey friend on there. Numbers after that, Black Friday and beyond, we're looking at probably mid to upper 30s highs with lows in the 20s and a lot more cloud cover headed out into the weekend and beyond. And so for those folks getting ready to deck the halls as soon as the turkey's done on Thursday, if you will. We're going to have some, I'd say, seasonably appropriate weather for it. Lots of clouds, and so the lights that you hang up will brighten that up. And that's something we typically start to see this time of year, right, is a lot of clouds building back in. And at some point next week, we'll probably at one point or another see a few snowflakes. Now, that does not mean that we'll have even any accumulation or anything like that, but it is possible, again, that we might see a few of those fly across mid-Michigan before the week is done next week as we kind of settle into that cool pattern. And by the way, December is just beyond the end of this 10-day, and so we're going to be coming up on that month pretty soon here. But before we do that, I wanted to take a quick peek at the holiday destination forecast graphic here. This is just going to show you a lot of different locations around the Great Lakes area on both Wednesday for the travel day and Thursday for the holiday. And so you see in Lansing, we've got the 43 you just saw on the 10-day, and a few more clouds on Wednesday, but Thursday we get the more sunshine, 48 degrees. Similar conditions in Grand Rapids, maybe add some cloud cover, and if you're heading east towards places like Detroit, Port Huron, again, it's going to be kind of a mix of sun and clouds, and we've got numbers still in the upper 40s. And so not bad for the holiday. If you are heading north in the state, expect temps closer to 40, and if there are a few of you taking the trek way up to the upper peninsula, Thursday, you notice it's much cooler outside than it is on Wednesday. Up there, they're going to be stuck around the freezing mark for high temperatures. And so the Yoopers, very hardy folks, as we know, and so, of course, probably used to that or even plenty worse Thanksgivings as well. But staying dry everywhere in the Great Lakes is going to be big. I will add just briefly here, we can come out if you like, but if any folks are headed towards either the far Pacific Northwest or your travels take you towards the East Coast, we're talking places like Washington, D.C., New York, New Jersey, Boston, any of the like. You may have to check with the airport because on Wednesday and Thursday, looking like there could be some wet weather out there. Not necessarily snow or anything, but some rain showers and plenty of them around the area. That could probably not cancel any flights, but might cause some delays, especially with the high volume of travel and having to just be mindful of a not as good of visibility, having the wet pavements there to land and take off and everything else, of course, all the maintenance with planes. So if you or loved ones are either traveling to the East Coast or you've got friends family from the East Coast traveling in, maybe just stay up to date with your flight info because they are going to be dealing with wet weather on the eastern shores headed out towards our holiday here. But most of the country is actually pretty good, and the Great Lakes, no problem. So if everyone you know is local, no weather concerns. Again, though, if you are a little further that way in the country, you might want to just keep an eye on it and see how everything goes. I don't expect any cancellations, at least weather-related ones, and so that's good news.
Yeah, I mean, you never want a delay to push back your plans or interrupt anything, especially if it's a large group gathering or if you've been looking forward to seeing your family or friends for a while and now you have a delay. You want to stay on top of that to make sure it didn't change or ruin any plans.
For sure. And even if the weather was good everywhere, obviously this time of year with the high volume of travelers, that's something you got to consider anyways. But, I mean, I think the weather at least plays a little part in the forecast far east. Even if it's just rain, you just want to keep an eye on things.
Yeah, well, to keep track of the weather and especially the traffic alerts because people will be hitting the roads, there's a good tool for that, Justin.
Yeah, great one. We talk about it all the time. The First Alert Weather app is the best thing that you can do when it comes to that. Of course, besides the daily video updates that you get from all the members of the First Alert Weather team, you get all those real-time traffic notifications we talked about, especially helpful around this time of year and heading into the holiday season. This is going to be another one of many. Of course, there's several different holidays as we go throughout the month of December as well and towards the start of the new year. And so the First Alert Weather app can help you plan for all of that. And so the best way to do that, to find it, is search WILX Weather. As always, it is absolutely free in the Google Play and App Store. A great tool to have, once again, especially this time of year, but any time of year, to help you stay on top of all the weather, both here in mid-Michigan and anywhere that you go. Great one to have.
All right. Thank you, Justin. And obviously we use it all the time, so I was actually tracking the rain chances when I was at my desk. I was like, I remember you said it was coming in, but let me check it again.
Yep.
So there we go.
Yeah.
All right. And especially when we get more of that snow, we're going to want the traffic alerts.
It's coming eventually, right? And it's only a matter of time. We'll see how long we can hold out. But I know some folks are looking forward to it, and so
we're almost in December.
Yeah, we're going to
believe it or not.
We're going to keep you informed on what's to come. I don't expect in the next week that we'll have standing snow on the ground or anything, but hey, who knows what next week brings if it cools down.
That's true. All right. Thank you, Justin. We're going to see what we have coming up during First at 4 and our 90 minutes of news, starting with Mid-Michigan Matters. We are talking about holiday travel. So we are bringing in the Michigan Department of Transportation, and they are going to be talking about all the construction going on in the area and what you need to know if they're going to lighten it up, if you have to take a detour, an alternate route. So just staying ahead of all of the traffic alerts, that way you know the easiest route to go to your holiday destination. Or if someone's coming to you, you can tell them, hey, watch out for the construction on 127, because that is a very big project that is happening over the next couple of years. So we're going to be talking about that coming up during Mid-Michigan Matters today. Coming up on News 10 at 5, Erin Bowling is at the state capitol where AI gun detection starts today. She'll have more on what the detection system will bring to safety at the Capitol. Coming up, News 10 at 5:30, food banks across the country are hurting. Our Mars Anderson talks with banks right here in Mid-Michigan to find out what they're seeing this giving season. Coming up on News 10 at 6, Governor Gretchen Whitmer is signing a gun prevention bill in West Michigan, and Justin Kent has what this means for us here in Mid-Michigan. Plus, Tim Stout will reflect on the Lions having their best record in 60 years. But if you have questions or comments about that, he will be right here on the News 10 Plus desk around 3:45 with Crystal Holloman, and you can join the live chat on Facebook and YouTube Live, ask all the questions, see what Tim is thinking for the remainder of the season. And then don't forget that here at News 10, we have a few little make an impact stuff. So last week we had our Boots on the Playground for Footprints of Michigan. That was their little initiative called Boots on the Playground. We were asking for new or gently used boots, and you all helped us raise, I believe, it was over $10,000. So really great. We thank you for all of your help. But we also have something else going on. So it is our Toys for Tots drive right there. And we need your help to raise money and bring in toys for those in need. Of course, the holidays are coming up. I know when you think back to your childhood, you're probably thinking about all the gifts you're opening up on Christmas Day. So we want to give children in our area the same feeling where they get excited for the holidays. It's just a good time to give to others. So every year, WILX partners with the local Marine Corps Reserves and the Salvation Army to collect toys to help Mid-Michigan families in need. So right now through December 8th, we have a few weeks here. You can drop off new unwrapped toys at the following locations during business hours. And then stay with us here on News 10 as we highlight the amazing stories behind Toys for Tots, the selfless volunteers, and the effect that this program has on our community. So go make sure to check that out. Of course, you can go to the hot button link on our website, WILX.com, for more information. But also this QR code that's on your screen right now, you can scan that as well with your little cell phone camera, pull it up, click on the link. It will take you to our Amazon wish list telling you the different toys that we're looking for. Again, new unwrapped toys. So you don't even have to worry about wrapping them. You just have to put it together or get the toy, leave it unwrapped, drop it off here at our station, or again, I'll pull it up one more time, but you can go and see all of the different locations around Mid-Michigan that you can drop it off. Feel free to do that. And yeah, just pull it up. We'll have the QR code circling up in about 10 seconds here. We'll give it a little bit. It's on a little loop, so I have to give you some time. Give it 2 seconds. All right, there you go. One more time, the QR code for Toys for Tots. Feel free to check it out. And yeah, so partnering with local Marine Corps Reserves and Salvation Army, they're both doing this great effort in order to give kids in our area the toys to make them happy and bring them joy on Christmas Day. So we will have much more coming up on News 10, both on air and online. Stay with us. You are seeing all of our lovely toys out in front of us. We have some good ones here, like this classic. We have Connect 4. Who doesn't love Connect 4? So different things like that. New unwrapped toys. I think we have Harry Potter as well. Oh, there we go. Looking good. So yeah, feel free to drop off any new unwrapped toys. Oh, I think Harry Potter might fall, so I'm going to make sure he doesn't. Anyway, Toys for Tot Drive, make sure to stay with us here at News 10 if you want more information. Until then, we have Deanna Giles, almost tripped on the box, but we have Deanna Giles who's going to share what she is coming up today on News 10 at 5:30.
Thanks, Taylor. Schools across Mid-Michigan are getting help to add a new line of school buses. While they look traditional, they're actually electric vehicles. I'm Deanna Giles, and I'm here at Homer Public Schools, one of the schools adding the new line of electric school buses to the streets. I'll have that story on News 10 at 5:30. Back to you.
All right, so as you heard Deanna say, she'll have much more coming up today on News 10 at 5:30. Until then, one last thing that I'm going to show here is our You're Not Alone mental health series. All year long here at News 10, We're airing different stories from the community, whether it's community members sharing, a story of them getting their emotional well-being shaken up. Maybe they went through a rough time with anxiety, depression. We had a veteran talk about surviving suicide twice, and now his mission is to help other veterans in the area know that you're not alone. So go ahead, scan that QR code to the right of your screen with your cell phone camera. It'll pull up a list of resources throughout the Mid-Michigan area, whether it's Clinton, Ionia, Eaton County, Shiawassee, Lenawee, Jackson, any of those areas. You can find resources on our website, WILX.com, or of course go scan that QR code and it will take you straight to that web page, and you can browse through the different options that'll help guide you to places around the area and know that you're not alone. You can also call or text the number 988, call or text 988, and that will connect you to someone if you are going through a hard time. And if you are a veteran, you can press the option number 1. That will connect you toward another veteran who's gone through a similar experience to you. So during this holiday season, we know it can be a stressful time. Again, it can also be a lonely time, and it depends on the different individual. But know that you're not alone. There are resources out there for you to help you get into a better headspace. So until then, hope you guys are having a great start to the week. Make sure to stay on top of all the weather updates, especially if you're traveling for the holidays for Thanksgiving this Thursday. And until then, have a great rest of your Monday.